One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
For me, it's all about the mobile. And I still do everything online or through the ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. Kern Schools. Together, we have something special.
There are over 100 places to get pizza in Kern County, but only 4 are good enough to be called Tony's. So what's the Tony's Pizza difference? We're not giving away our secrets, but the proof is in the pizza. Tony's Spicy Mexicana, the mouth-watering Hawaiian, the award-winning Chili Verde, and so many more. Trust us, you'll find your favorite. If you want great pizza, you can play the numbers game, or you can get it right the first time. Tony's Pizza, 3 locations in Bakersfield and 1 in Shafter.
It's wicked cool. It's our new aviation class. It gives kids a chance to break into the industry. There's a lot of careers in aviation. This class is a lot more than just flying planes.
We've learned so much already. We've learned how to take off. We've learned instrument flight rules. It's something everyone can do, I think.
Good. And you see, remember that horizon? Try to keep it parallel to your cockpit.
After the 2-year program, they're going to be able to take the knowledge test for their private pilot exam. I am a pilot. I've been in Bakersfield for 10 years. I worked as an instructor for 6 years and then became a corporate pilot. And I'm a teacher here. We have amazing equipment. Even flight schools don't have that much equipment.
You put a class like this somewhere at North High, and it's really preparing kids to succeed because it gives them a whole new set of opportunities they never knew that they had the chance to pursue. I'm proud to say that I'm from North High School and that we have administration that's willing to put the money into offering really, really neat programs like this and preparing kids to succeed.
In animal care, the students learn a variety of things, whether it's tools or terms. In the veterinary field, they learn about the skeletal systems, animal nutrition, the housing, how to properly care for them. They also have the opportunity in the spring to actually go work at a veterinary hospital or at an animal shelter or a grooming salon.
Animal restraint, weight and temperature, pulse, respiration, all of that I learned here.
They take a state certified test, and if they pass, they become a certified vet assistant right out of high school.
It's always hands-on, and so I think that's what really helps us is that we're not just getting it from a textbook, we're actually doing these things, and we're actually practicing these things that we'll be doing in our future careers.
Well, we're learning a lot, and especially with just the basic knowledge of what you would need for an entry-level job.
All the basic skills to be a medical assistant in a doctor's office or a clinic.
You're leaning on it, and that'll make a difference.
And then they also do on-the-job training, and they work in doctor's offices or clinics throughout Kern County. The kids are job ready, and many of them are employed before the end of the school year. They're promised a job, as well as they continue their education. We have many registered nurses out there and even physicians.
I'm thinking I want to be an anesthesiologist. So a lot of school, but it'll be worth it in the end.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
For me, it's all about the mobile. And I still do everything online or through the ATM. So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. Kern Schools, together we have something special.
Whenever I Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Vance Palm, Kyle Wiley, and Kevin Willie, and it is an absolutely raucous, festive atmosphere here. www.kernhigh.org is where you're at. Live streaming high school sports here in Kern County. We're at North High School inside the legendary North High Gym. Boy, I put a lot of hours in this gym, whether it was junior high or high school, and it's still the same structure. Banners everywhere, star power everywhere. Even George Culver is here tonight. The South High Rebels come in tonight 16-5, 4-0 overall against the North High School team that's looking for them with all the publicity that South High is getting this season. North High 6-14, 1-2 overall. This is an SEYL showdown in February. Let's bring in my partner, Kyle Wiley. Kyle, first of all, your thoughts on this game?
Well, this game's kind of near and dear to me because I actually started my teaching career at North High School, and then I was also an athletic director and history teacher at South High School as well. And as we're going to allude to a little bit later on, we are going to have a special tribute to Coach Brian Carter. So looking forward to that at halftime as we kind of move forward. So this is going to be a good game, and you brought up North High's record. It may not be the most desirable record, but when it's a North-South game, records don't matter. It's one of the stiffest rivalries in Kern County, so look forward to a highly contested game.
Looking at this home team of North High School, they have Shannon Wafert Jr. He's a sophomore for these North High Stars. He's a 6'1", a senior. He's 6'1", but he's averaging 19-5, so he's almost at 20 points a game. So we're going to be looking out for number 3 on those North High rosters. And David Stout, he's a senior, 6'3". He's 12 points, 9 rebounds a game. So, like you said, they're going to come in, they're going to fight. They want a piece of South High. We talked with Coach Clayton Madden. Great story in the Bakersfield, California, written by our buddy Trevor Horn about the story. We'll talk about more about that as it goes on. Absolutely. Yes, it's a storyline, but it's not the only storyline. They have a very good basketball team, 16-5 overall, 4-0 in the SEYL. We look at some of their key players, and, these are the main guys here.
So if you look at Emmanuel Mixon, he's number 21, and I had the privilege when he was a freshman and sophomore to be his athletic director at South High. Great kid. He's 6'6". Just spoke with him earlier. He's been in contact with Fresno State about possibly playing there. He's averaging 19 and 9. He's got length. He's got athleticism, has some quickness, but just a great high character kid. We're also going to look at Jose Aguilar. He's another senior, 5'8". He's kind of the main distributor, averaging 8 points, getting about 2 steals a game. And then another guy I really want you to pay attention to is number 22, Jaime Gonzalez. He is not going to beat you with the flash of scoring 30 points or getting a ton of rebounds. He is just all hustle and all energy. He's a football player, and he brings that toughness to the basketball courts.
Once again, everybody, kernhigh.org. This is where you're watching the live streaming high school sports here in Kern County. We've got highlights from some games that we've covered already in this 2016-2017 basketball season. And, of course, with the highlight to Coach Carter, the tribute to Coach Carter that we're going to give you at halftime. Looking forward to that. Kevin Willie, the West High School Viking, is manning the cameras as always. And you may notice, for some of you really astute and faithful viewers, you'll notice in the upper right corner of our screen there, we now have a camera set on the clock, so you'll be able to see the live clock going along with our game. Kyle's got some other graphics up for us, so day by day, week by week, month by month, we continue to add to the live streaming aspects here of www.kernhigh.org. We appreciate everybody jumping on board with us and making this a special tonight. South High School at North High School, the Rebels at the Stars. In the old days, we used to call it the Civil War game in football. We've gotten past all that, and now it's just a good north-south battle in the SEYL. This is our only event this week, so kind of a featured highlight night for this week. We'll get into our calendar later on in tonight's game, but this is our one game tonight. It's like you feel like this is the event of the week tonight, and it's a great game, and we're about to get started, and I'm hoping that we'll have a national anthem. We always like to jump in and salute that with the audience here. But, again, Vance Palm, Kyle Wiley, Kevin Willie, fun night tonight. Will North High bring it in their home gym, this storied gym that's been here a long, long time, against this upstart South Rebel team? The tragedy of losing their coach right before the season started. Not only have they rallied as a team and as friends, they have performed and they have come to a 4-0 record in league play.
Just to remind you that all highlights, replays, recaps, you can find us on Twitter at KHSD Athletics. I'll be almost instant with the highlights and the replays, so make sure you follow us there, as well as other Kern High School District athletic events that we will be providing.
Here we go. I believe we'll have the buzzer and we'll have the national anthem.
As always, we will go silent as the national anthem plays.
Once again, everybody, welcome to KernHigh.org. This is live streaming high school sports here in Kern County. Boys basketball tonight, varsity South High Rebels at North High School. I'm going to let my partner, Kyle Wiley, introduce our starters for the teams.
We can see right here the starters that are being announced by the PA. At the point guard, we got number 2, Jose Aguilar. Number 4, Johnny Sanders will be the shooting guard. Emmanuel Mixon, number 21, will be the starting small forward. 22, Jaime Gonzalez, the power forward. And Brad Bones rounds it up, number 32, at the center. For North High, as we look right here, Curtis Green will be the starting small forward. Shannon Wafer will start at the shooting guard. Victor Blue Boggs will be the starting power forward. Number 24, Raider Vandever will be the starting point guard. And number 34, Justin Galley, will be the starting center. Packed house tonight. Vance Palm always leading the way. Just like to say thank you, Vance, for everything that you do for local high school athletics. You give up a lot of time to make sure that we live stream games and all that, so I just want to send a personal thank you, Vance, for doing everything that you do for us.
Thank you, buddy. You're making it easier every time I show up. I've got a dossier handed to me when the school was built, who the President of the United States was at that time, who the Governor of California was when the school was built. Kyle is as thorough as it gets. Kevin and I used to showing up, rolling in with some cheeseburgers, saying, hey, what time's tip-off? And we roll in now, and it is time to go. Speaking of that, it is time to go. Here we go. Opening tip. South-North. Nice atmosphere here tonight. Goodness, look at the speed of Wafer Jr., but misses the layup. Here comes South right back at it. Here's the first call of the night, and it is a blocking call. Crowd doesn't like it. Ooh, boy. This is going to be a fun, festive night in the North High Gym.
It looks like they are full speed ahead right now. Trying to see if that bucket is going to count right now.
Matt Morin arguing the call. The ball didn't go in, so fortunately for North High School, it's going to have to be a two-shot foul anyway. Matt Morin already asking the officials about the call, and he said, hey, turned his shoulder. Wasn't a charge. So now Emmanuel Mixon, who's averaging just under 20 points and 10 boards a game, you know, his average might go up to 20-10 tonight. He's at the line. Misses. Oh, I'm sorry. My apologies. The bucket did go in. I thought they waved it off. You're right, my man. I'm 0 for 1 on calls. From the corner, ball goes up, rebounded out there by Green the third. He kicks it back out.
Looks like North High is running a lot of perimeter, 4 out, 1 in type offense where there's a lot of rotations going on.
Free from the corner. Doesn't go. Here come the Rebels. 2-0. Mixon already with the first points of the evening. North in a box and 1. They've got a man-to-man coverage, but it's turned over. Here comes North. Here comes a layup attempt by Boggs. He comes up and in and lays it in. We're tied up at 2. I can't remember there being a more raucous atmosphere at the tip. Yes, BHS Liberty was big at the end. This is loud at the beginning. Half-court press getting put on the Stars. Ball batted away, comes back out in the hands of Aguilar. Aguilar getting bumped up high, no call. Double trap coming up here. Ball bounces out of his hands. 14 on the shot clock. Sanders goes in hard. They're going to call a walk.
Yeah, let's see if South High can slow things down, calm things down amidst the loud crowd that's going on there. This Wafer's really setting the energy going on there. He's got some speed right there, as we can see.
But I'll tell you what, he's not getting by Johnny Sanders right now, and that's going to be a call.
Johnny Sanders, a football player, plays both sides of the ball, definitely aggressive. They're going to put their toughest guy on Wafer to see if they can slow him down.
The foul is on Brad Bowens. He gets his first foul. Ball comes down low. Nice pass down low, and it goes up and in, and it goes down. And Boggs has his 4th point already. Coach Madden not happy with his Rebels. That's going to be a reach-in. Foul is on Raider Vandiver. Foul called against North High on the reach-in. Coach Madden, we're getting a feel for his intensity right away, but the players have bought in. Day job in law enforcement, so no nonsense on and off, or in and out of the gym, I should say. 4-2 right now. North up. Rebels. Mixon stops, pulls. 3-point look. Looks good. Oh, comes up just shy to the left. Johnny Sanders can't get it to go, but it's put back in. Should be 4-4. There you go. And it is. Little 12-footer from the baseline doesn't go. Attempt by Green the third doesn't happen. A rebound. And Justin Cowley has the rebound. Kicks it out. Here's a nice 3-pointer. Doesn't go. Rebound Mixon. Four to 4. Coach Madden going to the bench first. He's coming in with Keontae Bell. The football player is going to come in early and make some noise. Look at this. Jump stop from 5 feet out, and it goes. Johnny Sanders, 6'4", South High School. Just underway here in the first quarter at North High School. Ball comes up high. Callie has it. Nice feed down low. Oh, what a beautiful play, and it's laid in by Raider Vandiver. Wow, what a beautiful dish down the side, and Coach Madden doesn't like it. How does that happen? Half-court trap. They finally get it to Mixon. Mixon takes a look. Throws it over here. There's a look for 3. It's up, and it's in. Jose Aguilar drops in the first 3 of the game. Look at this, 9-6, South High School. That might be an offensive foul. Oh, they're going to call it on the ground. Woo, boy. Ay. The foul is going to be called on Johnny Sanders. He picks up his first foul of the game, I believe. Green the third looked for a 3. Now it's going to be a hard dribble to the left. Boy, Raider Vandiver, he's got a nice game. He goes hard to the left and then throws it off the glass with his right. 9-8, South, 1-point lead. Oh, a nice interior pass to Mixon. Boy, that was beautiful. Mixon pulls up from 6 feet. But let's talk about that pass by Jaime Gonzalez. He just threaded the needle, and Mixon, the recipient, gets his 6th point. Going to be a foul right there. So Jaime Gonzalez gets called for the foul, but boy, I sure like that dish he laid out there. And we're going to see another sub. This time it's going to be Mario Marquez. He's coming in for the Rebels. And he comes in for he comes in for Gonzalez. So Gonzalez, I like his game.
He is a super athlete. He plays both sides of the ball in football, playing both the safety and the wide receiver position. So he definitely brings a lot of toughness,
I remember that name.
athleticism.
I remember that name. 3.5 to go here in the first quarter. Wait for the third. Kicks it over. A long three gets put up. Does it count? Oh, it looked good for a second. Didn't go. Rebounded by Mixon. Mixon battling down there with Justin Cali. He comes up with the board, dishes it off. Aguilar, he's got his first 3 of the night. He comes over, brings it to Bell. Bell comes in. Oh, he should have gone all the way. He had it. Woo! Bell was 1 foot under the hole, nobody on him, and he kicked it out to the corner, and even Coach Madden saying, my man, just lay that in. Here comes a nice hard move to the bucket. No foul there. Rebound South High. So a frenetic pace to start this night off, to say the least. Kevin, are your wrists okay? Can you keep up with this? Bell, again, this time he goes up and lays it in the glass. That's exactly what Coach Madden is looking for. He did that a minute ago, and he ended up kicking it off to Mixon in the corner. 13-8, biggest lead of the game, 5 points differential for the Rebels. A wild shot gets put up by Boggs, and that doesn't happen. So Boggs, that's going to be a walk. He picked up his pivot foot. That's Mario Marquez, and we have a 2:22 mark on the clock, and we have is that a timeout or a substitution? Did somebody call a timeout? Everybody's gathering around the bench over there by Coach Moore, and did he call a timeout? All the refs are looking. We're all looking. Hey, is there a timeout called? And even Coach Madden looked at the officials and he said, hey, it sure looked like a timeout gathering over there on the north side. But what happened was the players stood up to, give a high five to the player that was coming off the bench, and it looked like a team gathering. They better get this ball across. Will he? He does. Wafer gets it over at the 8-second mark.
If you notice that Coach Madden is putting the best athletes, it looks like they're going to put Johnny Sanders and they're going to put Ciante Bell right on Wafer. The best athletes happen to be running backs, happen to be multi-sport athletes on Wafer.
Well,
leaks for a layup.
And Victor Blue Boggs, his nickname they have it in here is Blue. He lays one off the baseline, and it's 13-10 right now. Bell again drives hard to the hole. You can't stop that cat. He is really a force. 15-10 South High, a minute and a half left in the first quarter. It seems like the ball went up 5 seconds ago.
And remember about Bell, he's just a sophomore.
Oh, a nice pass and a nice touch in there. Curtis Green III gets his first 2 points of the night. 15-12 South. They feed it down low. A nice one-handed pass. It gets down into the hands of Brad Bowens. Bowens, the big fella, down low. Oh, a battle for the ball out there. An unbelievable turnover. Shouldn't have happened, but it did. And a hard cut to the hole. Wafer Jr., and they're going to call a blocking foul down on the baseline. Wafer will go to the line. And they're going to say this foul's on Jose Aguilar, blocking foul. Nobody from the south side likes it, but we didn't think they would. And now at the line, shooting two, Shannon Wafer Jr. He makes the first. And it's a 15-13 ball game. We've got a quick substitution in here. Alfred Chavez comes in for the Rebels, and we get another chance to see Boggs come back in for the Stars. So under a minute to go in this first quarter. Woo, boy. Second one missed, rebound Rebels. They're up 2, under a minute to go here in this first quarter. Ball comes back out top. Aguilar has it. Here's a three that goes up. It is off. No good, did not draw iron. Here comes Vandiver. He takes a look. Vandiver cuts hard to the left. Stop. We're going to pull up there. Throws it away.
And if we notice right here, Bell is face guarding Wafer right there. But I'm like you, this Ciante Bell's no joke. He kind of has that Ty Lawson feel about him where he's a bigger body that can kind of get through, and he's hyper quick. That we can see that translation from the football field to the basketball court is definitely paying off.
He's 5'9". He's a sophomore. We're talking about number five for the Rebels. They may swing it around to him. Mixon has it right now. He puts it in the hands of Marquez, and there he goes. He gets exactly what we said. He swung it around to him. Nice rebound by Boggs. And the Stars have a chance to slow this thing down at the end of the first quarter, but no. Thought they might try to go for one, but for one last shot, and they just push it up and say, hey, we're going, my man, we're going. Palm, what do you know? This is an old school hoop. Let's see what the Rebels do here with 15 seconds to go and a 2-point lead at the end of the first quarter. Mixon has it up high. There's a mismatch there. And he tries to take advantage of it and does.
Silky smooth on the jump shot. The little hesitation right there, going right to left.
This ball's got to go up. Vandiver puts it up. Oh, almost goes in. We're going to take a quick break. 17-13, South up 4. A barn-burning first quarter in this varsity game on KernHigh.org.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
For me, it's all about the mobile. And I still do everything online or through the ATM. So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. Kern Schools, together we have something special.
Welcome back, everybody. Vance, Kyle, and Kevin. Frenetic, crazy start, 17-13. And I was joking about it. It seems like the ball went up in the tip-off, the opening tip, like a minute ago. That was a fast-paced half. 4 fouls on South, 2 fouls on North. 17-13, the first quarter. You know, Emmanuel Mixon had 8 points for the Rebels, and Victor Boggs had 6. And normally Kyle and I get into thanking some people and saying hi to some people. No time right now yet. Woo!
Fast pace.
I love this. Here we go. Second quarter action. Rebels take the ball out. They're up by 4. Alfred Chavez in, by the way, for the Rebels to start the second quarter. Aguilar comes in, jump stops, goes down to Chavez. Oh, that's nice. Mixon, how many along in the key? Oh, boy. So that's some good action down there. The foul is going to be on number 1, Curtis Green III. He gets his first foul, but a lot of dishing out there. Some generous South High Rebels. The ball ends up in Mixon's hands. See if he can convert.
We can definitely see that the Rebels are going to go through Mixon. He's got the length underneath. He can finish. He's got a nice soft touch on his jump shots that he has right there.
The senior, 6'6". Nice touch. Gets 1 to go. He gets 1 to go. Want to thank Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, Path Solar and Communication, Premier Lighting, Tony's Pizza, Raymond's Trophies. They're on for the ride, have been all year long, and now they get the benefit of being a part of this. Here it goes. Boom. So he's got his 10th point already as we start the second quarter. Curtis Green III stops. He comes in. That's going to be an offensive foul. And Coach Madden finally got it. He got what he was looking for. And
that's the toughness that is taught by the coach right there. Willing to stick your chest right in the middle, go to the ground, take on that contact.
Alfred Chavez took a big charge there, and Coach Madden's been trying to get that, and he got it. His guys did a great job. Look out. They go for the steal, and could have been the other way, and it is. Could have been it. A nice little dish out there by Bell, but one step too many. And here we go. We're even up with 4 fouls apiece. Green the third. Oh, thought about passing it. Now he gets it in the hands of Christopher. Loose ball, and it's going to be South High Rebels basketball. Fun game to be at, fun game to be calling. This is nice. 19-13 Rebels up 6 over the crosstown rivals, the Stars.
I want to see Ciante Bell cut to the hole a little bit more, see if he can get some layups. He's faster. I think there's a mismatch than the guy that's guarding him.
He's got it now on the baseline. Oh, he was stuck down there for a minute. Stars had him if they wanted. Mixon, he stops, back over to Bell. Bell might pull the trigger right there. It's 10 seconds. Now the ball's in Aguilar's hands. He's got a nice touch. No foul, and it's going to be North High's ball. Oh, and it comes back in the Rebels' hands. There's a pull. Boom. Aguilar, his second three of the night. He shot 2 times. They've both been threes. Guess how many he's made? Both. And that's going to be, that time they did not get there in time. And that foul is going to be on Alfred Chavez. He picks up his first foul of the evening.
You know, I'd like to see Chavez right there shift his feet a little bit more rather than just stay planted on there. I think he had the angle on Wafer and just kind of got crossed in between right there. I'd like to see him shuffle, 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 and cut off.
At the line, makes the first. That's Wafer Jr. As Kyle just mentioned, he's at the line, makes the first. And 20, he makes the second. So the score, I think we've got this score right. I think it is. Well, now it's not.
22-15.
Lost control of it. The nice hands of Alfred Chavez comes up with it. 6 minutes to go in the half. 22-15. The long pull, and this is long. And it's an air ball, but it ends up in the hands of Chavez, who can't control it. He was trying to box out, and he had a great screen on Boggs, but the ball just ran right into his hands, and he wasn't ready for it.
If we notice, we have Jared Carter in there now, is face guarding Wafer. 3 football players that Coach Madden has put on there on Wafer. What a smart thing that we could look at. They're just going to refresh them with bodies.
Well, Dominic Christopher tried to thread a needle. He tried to put a rope through a needle, and that didn't work. Turnover, and it's going to be North High basketball. But, oh, it was deflected. They're going to say it's off South High School, so they get it on the baseline. I didn't see that. Here's a three. Looks good. Oh, back of the rim. Almost went down. Rebound, South High. 24-15, 9-point lead by the visitors right now. Christian Estrada is in now. Estrada off the bench. Oh, almost put in the three, and he'd been on the floor 5 seconds. Now they move the ball over here. Here's another three, and that's good. Taken by Jared Carter. So Estrada and Carter came in, and they'd been in the game for a total of about 25 seconds. Estrada took his three, didn't go. Then he kicked it over to Carter. His three did go. So a 27-15 lead right now. Vance Palm, Kyle Wiley, Kevin Willie. At halftime, we're going to have something very special. Why don't you give us just a little bit of a preview of what we're going to see?
Well, we're going to do a little special tribute to the late, great Coach Brian Carter. He was a friend of mine, and I look around and I see his family is at the game tonight, and I see his friends, and it's just kind of my way of thanking one of my buddies and one of my friends and a local coach here in Kern High School District.
Brian Carter knew him also in days at Bakersfield College, and he's just so many people, touched so many lives, and we'll spend a few minutes talking about that. This is our one event this week on the Kern High School live streaming sports that we do. This is our one gig tonight this week, and it's living up to a one-night event this week. We are at North High School. We're in the second quarter, 27-15. And South High School opened up a 12-point lead right now. And North has had their opportunities. You know, their leading scorer right now is Victor Blue Boggs. He's got 6. And Coach Madden South High Rebels right now, Mixon, has 10. But he also has some timely three-pointers. Aguilar's put up 2. Carter just put up 1 that caused the timeout. So here we go.
And we do have a score correction. It should be 27-15, as you mentioned earlier. So that has been adjusted and reflected.
Got it. My eyes weren't seeing it. It didn't fit my eyeballs, and a lot of the South High people wanted to know as well. Here's the inbounds. Vandiver's got it. Kicked it off. Didn't make it. Christopher had a wide open look, and he missed it. So, as I said, Norris had their opportunities. We're under 5 to go here in this first half. Oh, boy, look at Aguilar's handles. Love it. Little three-man weave on top out there. A lot of time. They want it. Mixon has it in the baseline. He wants who's ever guarding him. Oh, that's a nice pass out there. Should have been pulled by Carter. It wasn't. Now we're under 10 on the shot clock. Ball comes up to Mixon. Mixon wants it from inside the arc. Soft hands, like you said, doesn't go. Rebound. Here comes Boggs. Boggs, heart of the hole. Up with the left hand. Oh, that was sweet. That was sweet. I'll tell you what. Some of the fans over here on the south side said that was nice. Dribbled hard with his right and then went underneath with the left on the glass. 10-point lead still, though, for the Rebels. Mixon has it up high, being guarded by Wafer Jr. Mixon, too much dribbling, gets bailed out. Had a nice move down there off the glass, didn't get it to go. And I like Christian Estrada, the 6'4 senior. He's got the goggles on, and he had a nice look at a nice layup. It just came up short. 10-point lead, 3:47 to go here in this first half. Rebels up on the Stars, surprising the Stars only have 17 at this point. But how about the Rebels? They normally score over 60, and they're being held right now to below their average at half.
But one thing I'll say about this South High team, they look like they're about 9 or 10 deep. I mean, they have some guys coming off the bench that are really spark plugs.
You say that right on cue. Jared Carter.
Second three, but Wafer comes up with his 7th point.
Mixon.
What a matchup. Wafer, great defense right there. That's how you shuffle your feet.
That's got to be a travel, and it is. 30-19, 11-point lead. We're going to see Boggs come back in for the North High Stars. He comes in for Dominic Christopher. Boggs 6'3", Christopher 6'2", so they gain an inch down on the post. But Boggs has it up high. Stop, pulls the trigger. A nice block out there by Estrada. Now Estrada gets the down court pass, and Boggs takes a big tumble, a big hard one, a big thundering noise, and a big ooh from everybody else. And Christian Estrada had the ball knocked out of his hands and actually, frankly, was pushed out of bounds by Boggs.
Travel.
And they called the walk. And Coach Madden having a hard time coming to grips with that one. We are going to take a break. It's 3:01 left here in this first half. It's 30-19. South High leads by 11. And we have Victor Boggs being tended to by North High School. We'll take a break and show you some spots here.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I'm a traditional banker. I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
I'm a millennial, and for me, it's all about the mobile.
And I'm somewhere in between. I still do my banking online and at the ATM. And with access to over 30,000 surcharge-free ATMs nationwide, Kern Schools is always close by.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. That's why we're the #1 financial institution in all of Kern County. Kern Schools, together we have something special.
There are over 100 places to get pizza in Kern County, but only 4 are good enough to be called Tony's. So what's the Tony's Pizza difference? We're not giving away our secrets, but the proof is in the pizza. Tony's Spicy Mexicana, the mouth-watering Hawaiian, the award-winning Chili Verde, and so many more. Trust us, you'll find your favorite. If you want great pizza, you can play the numbers game, or you can get it right the first time. Tony's Pizza, 3 locations in Bakersfield and 1 in Shafter.
All right. welcome back to KernHigh.org. It looks like Victor Blue Boggs is going to be okay. He's got some movement, as the trainers do tend to him. I want to take the time to recognize the administration at both South and at North High School. Starting with South High School, Principal Connie Grumling. She does so much for South High, for the community around South High. She's a wonderful principal, does a great job. The Assistant Principal of Instruction, Devang Brombot. The Assistant Principal of Administration, Henry Wise. The Dean of Students, Brian Smith. The Athletic Director, Jim McConnell. And the Activity Director, Cecilia Paludo. From North High School, Principal Mark Balch does a wonderful job at North High. The Assistant Principal of Instruction, Chris Persons. The Assistant Principal of Administration, Patrick Blake. The Dean of Students, Aaron Rader. The Activity Director, Allison Toy. And I'd like to thank the Athletic Director, Brian Hewins, does a wonderful job helping us out. Back to the game right now. North High is going to pass it in. You see that number 20, Tymir Mitchell in the game, dribbling the ball up the court. Vance, on to you.
Thank you, buddy. Under 3 here to go in this first half. Vanderveer hard to the hole. That's a tough pass to make. It's a bounce pass with a lot of legs and ankles around there. Good idea. Always nice to have a generous player on your squad, but boy, he tried to bounce that in with about 11 sneakers in there. Hard to get. Like to see Raider Vanderveer just stop right there, 8 feet out, take the shot.
It's those little fundamentals that we've seen in our live stream Phase 2 era basketball. If you don't do the small things like make your free throws.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful. What a nice give and go. Sorry to cut you off,
No
but
worries.
Justin Calley had a nice backdoor pass to Curtis Green III. Great call from Coach Morin. Great execution, and I sawed you off there, but that was nice. 30-21, and here comes Aguilar. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
Just pull up right there and take what the bank gives you.
Doesn't always have to be a 3. And you've talked about that on and on, the changing nature of basketball where everyone wants to shoot that 3. Hey, 2 points, high percentage shot.
I've seen a lot of games won by 2 points.
Absolutely.
Green III pulls back out. Nice dish in there to Vanderveer. He pulls up. Looks like some contact. No call. Still takes it. Oh, that's a tough bucket. Tough bucket. Coach Morin's looking at the official like, and one. And we got a call here, and that's going to be on Raider Vanderveer. No real big foul trouble so far. I mean, look, we're almost done with the first half. And South, 6 fouls. North, 4 fouls. So in this heated contest, in this highly emotional packed gym, these officials really letting them play and doing a great job, by the way. And that call is going to go against Justin Calley. He'll pick up his first, and that'll be the team's 5th.
With all this excitement, this aggressive play, like you just mentioned, very, very clean. We're just now a minute 44 left in the first half, and next foul is going to put both teams in the bonus.
Oh, what a nice pass down low, and the lucky recipient of that is Jared Carter, and he gets his 8th point of the game. 1.5 remains here in this first half. Nice basketball game, but right now it's an 11-point lead by the Rebels. What can the Stars do? Vanderveer comes up, has it blocked down there by Estrada. Christian Estrada really playing well as a 6th man, or 7th or 8th or 9th, as you mentioned, coming off the bench for the Rebels. And now we get a timeout called by Clayton Madden. I know you want to thank some people here in our first half of basketball. Kyle, I'll let you get to it. 34-23 so far here with about a minute and a half left here in the first half.
First of all, we'd like to thank, and as you see, that's been on our screen all night, Kern Schools Federal Credit Union has been our heavy sponsor this year. Without Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, we would not be able to put on live stream and showcase all of the athletes of the Kern High School District. As you mentioned, Pav Solar, Premier Lighting, Tony's Pizza, Raymond's Trophies round up our top flight of sponsors that have really helped this live stream era. I also want to give a special shout out to our superintendency, Dr. Schaefer, Dr. Lewis, Dr. Zolfa, Dr. Cole, and Dr. McGee. Thank you for allowing us to live stream various events throughout the Kern High School District. But we also got to thank Stan Green, the Director of School Support Services, that really his idea of pushing this forward and allowing Vance and Kevin and myself to be a part of this wonderful project.
Off the foot. Oh, but a great heads-up play by Aguilar. Who's the foul going to be on? Who's the call going to be on? Oh, and a technical called on Justin Cali. So the foul's called on Justin Cali and the technical called on Justin Cali. He couldn't believe the call. And then after the call, he let him know he couldn't believe the call. And doggone it, if you're down 11 with 1:09 to go in the first half, you want to kind of try to minimize any damage, and it's just the opposite. Now all of a sudden, you've got Jose Aguilar. He puts the first one up. That's good.
And if he hits all 4 of these free throws and they get the ball and they extend the lead and they're going into half, all the momentum is going the South High's way.
That's what I'm talking about. So 1 of 2 there. Now Mixon will come up because this was the actual foul. And a heads-up play by Aguilar. The ball had bounced off his foot and gone into the hands of a North High star, but he quickly went up to block it from being a full-court pass. 3 right now.
We haven't seen a lot of free throws by either team, but how critical they've been in every game that we've covered so far.
And he misses, so they get 1 out of 4 only. They do get the ball out again, but they did not capitalize as much as they would have. 25% of their free throws went in. And so now all of a sudden, the North High School Stars can still try to minimize this. They can get some tough D there. 1:09 left in the half. So a full 35-second shot clock will go up. Half-court press somewhat being put on. Aguilar has it. It's Aguilar against Mitchell. They kick it in the corner. They go baseline with it. Oh, nice strong move by Jaime Gonzalez. And Jaime Gonzalez goes baseline up off the glass, says, bring it on, fellas.
Good, strong move, showed his athleticism that we've talked about all night. One thing we could say about this South High team, full of athletes, both on the offense and defense end, like what Carter's doing right now, moving his feet, playing good defense.
That's another great pass, good look in there. I like that. Dominic Christopher finally gets his 2 points, but not until a lot of good work was done out there by Victor Boggs. So 12-point lead for the Rebels. What can they do? Ooh, big walk. Everybody wanted it. They didn't get the call. The ball comes out to the corner. Nice patience. And all of a sudden, Estrada gets the look. Doesn't go, though. Here comes the long rebound for the Stars. It's in the hand of Mitchell. Mitchell goes hard to the hole. And he puts it up. Follow trail out there by Curtis Green III. And now, with 2 seconds left, the shot's going to go up. Will it count? Oh, it doesn't. Lost. So, woo, my goodness, what a first half. 37-25, the Rebels of South lead by 12 over North High School. An action-packed, just a blistering pace of basketball here at halftime. We will take a break. When we come back, we are going to pay tribute to the late Brian Carter by our illustrious partner here, Kyle Wiley. Back in a moment on KernHigh.org.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
For me, it's all about the mobile, and I still do everything online or through the ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. Kern Schools. Together, we have something special.
There are over 100 places to get pizza in Kern County, but only 4 are good enough to be called Tony's. So what's the Tony's Pizza difference? We're not giving away our secrets, but the proof is in the pizza. Tony's Spicy Mexicana, the mouth-watering Hawaiian, the award-winning Chili Verde, and so many more. Trust us, you'll find your favorite. If you want great pizza, you can play the numbers game, or you can get it right the first time. Tony's Pizza, 3 locations in Bakersfield and 1 in Shafter.
It's wicked cool. It's our new aviation class. It gives kids a chance to break into the industry. There's a lot of careers in aviation. This class is a lot more than just flying planes.
We've learned so much already. We've learned how to take off. We've learned instrument flight, rules. It's something everyone can do, I think.
Good. And you see, remember that horizon? Try to keep it parallel to your cockpit.
After the 2-year program, they're going to be able to take the knowledge test for their private pilot exam. I am a pilot. I've been in Bakersfield for 10 years. I worked as an instructor for 6 years and then became a corporate pilot. And I'm a teacher here. We have amazing equipment. Even flight schools don't have that much equipment.
You put a class like this somewhere at North High, and it's really preparing kids to succeed because it gives them a whole new set of opportunities they never knew that they had the chance to pursue. I'm proud to say that I'm from North High School and that we have administration that's willing to put the money into offering really, really neat programs like this and preparing kids to succeed.
In animal care, the students learn a variety of things, whether it's tools or terms. In the veterinary field, they learn about the skeletal systems, animal nutrition, the housing, how to properly care for them. They also have the opportunity in the spring to actually go work at a veterinary hospital or at an animal shelter or a grooming salon.
Animal restraint, weight and temperature, pulse, respiration, all of that I learned here.
They take a state certified test, and if they pass, they become a certified vet assistant right out of high school.
It's always hands-on, and so I think that's what really helps us is that we're not just getting it from a textbook, we're actually doing these things, and we're actually practicing these things that we'll be doing in our future careers.
Well, we're learning a lot, and especially with just the basic knowledge of what you would need for an entry-level job.
All the basic skills to be a medical assistant in a doctor's office or a clinic.
You're leaning on it, and that'll make a difference.
And then they also do on-the-job training, and they work in doctor's offices or clinics throughout Kern County. The kids are job ready, and many of them are employed before the end of the school year. They're promised a job, as well as they continue their education. We have many registered nurses out there and even physicians.
I'm thinking I want to be an anesthesiologist. So a lot of school, but it'll be worth it in the end.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
For me, it's all about the mobile. And I still do everything online or through the ATM. So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. Kern Schools, together we have something special.
Welcome back, everybody. We're at halftime here, 37-25, a 12-point lead for the South High Rebels over the North High Stars. We knew coming in it was going to be a super intense basketball game. Even Coach Madden talked about it when we talked about his game earlier this week against Highland. He said, my guys weren't focused, they weren't in it. Highland brought it, and man, it was a dogfight. Now all of a sudden, here we go. Same thing here for a while with the North High Stars, but the Rebels able to kind of stretch this thing out. 12-point lead, 4:22 to go here at halftime. Kyle, I knew Brian Carter, but not like you, and I knew him through the basketball world, and a great guy. We had a lot of mutual friends. Some of my coaching buddies were his coaches as well, had ties to the Renegades, and last fall, unfortunately, lost his life in a car accident. Great story chronicled recently in the newspaper about Coach Madden coming in to make do with what he could, and when they called him back and said, hey, can you come back home to your South High alma mater and do some help with our guys here, and it wasn't easy, but before all of that, there was a great coach that coached at South High, and you knew him well, and I'm just going to let you take it over, bud.
I was trying to go through, all of us have our Brian Carter stories, but I see this image right here where he's clapping his hands and cheering his coach. He was relentless when he coached, but I just knew him in a different light because I was the athletic director for 3 years while he was the basketball coach, and I really saw the real character of Brian Carter. There was one game where we were playing a semifinal game against Independence, and a very tough decision that resulted in the discipline of 2 of our best players. Very tough call, where I think a lot of coaches probably would have gone the way to do something else, but Brian Carter, being a man of integrity, being a man of coaching young men, really came out, and it resulted in us not having 2 best players on our team. And I remember that guy making a decision, and I sat on the bench with him that night as his athletic director, and I remember we found solace in each other, and he was just such a great guy. As we look at everything that he did, everything that he stood for, he was nonstop in coaching, always wanting to find something very intense, always trying to demand kind of perfection out of his players. But one thing I can say about South High is they're a very, very resilient community, and they paid tribute to Coach Brian Carter in a very special and meaningful way, making signs, making banners, but how the community responded at the news of Coach Carter. You look at this candlelight visual that's on here, just absolutely beautiful, and just paying tribute to a wonderful man and wonderful person. And as this story that you've talked about time and time again, Coach Madden coming in and taking over these kids, and you talk about this road to recovery, and we'll never get back someone like a Coach Carter. You can never duplicate it. You can never replicate it. And I look out and I see his family right here in attendance at the games. I see his closest friends out here in attendance at the games. And I am fortunate to be able to know him as a friend, know him on so many different levels. I remember going to multiple Bakersfield Jam games while you were announcing him and all that. And Coach Carter and Henry Wise and Justin Doherty and all of us sitting there watching it together, and it was our escape from all of the school operations. We can be together as friends and just talk about hoops.
Just love basketball.
And just love it. And that guy was just a well of knowledge, and a very smart offensive mind is Coach Brian Carter, and he just did a lot for these kids. He did a lot for just South High in general. And what he did in his off time, he put together one of the biggest car shows in Bakersfield, and the proceeds didn't necessarily go all the way back to basketball, maybe a little bit, but a majority of it was to help out his special education students because he was a special education teacher.
Wow.
He just had a heart made of gold, and I miss him. I miss having those conversations with him. I miss seeing him on the basketball court, because that's where his heart and where he belongs. And I know that these kids are playing with Coach Carter in mind. They have a frame of him and pictures and stuff for his memory down there that they carry with them at every game. Very, very special man. And I can say this right now. I love you, Coach Carter. I know you're looking down on us.
One of the other signature indelible moments in that article is that the far left bench, the far left seat, the head, traditionally the head coach's seat right next to the scoreboard is always vacant at South High School, and tribute to him. And, first of all, thanks you, buddy. Great job, Kyle. I know that was not easy, and you put together, a great tribute and some great photos. We appreciate that. And it's one of those stories where the team has rallied around. Some teams don't. This team has. And as we start the second half, can they finish off this first turn in league here undefeated? They're 4-0. They're 16-5, and they're up 12 to start this third quarter. Here we go. Let's see what these coaches brought together and what they talked about. And it's going to end up being a very fortuitous bounce. Jaime Gonzalez picks it up. Aguilar had fallen down. The ball popped loose. Gonzalez comes through, and Jaime puts it up and in. And now it's a 14-point lead, 39-25. Just starting here in this second half. North High basketball, they have it.
Two things that really stood out to me about this South High team. The athleticism from 1 to 9. They got a ton of athletes all over the place. But I like this crafty Aguilar at the point guard position. He does a lot of good things, quick hands, make it a little sloppier there, but he does a lot of good things to set up his teammates and works hard on the defensive end.
There's a 12-footer that gets put up, doesn't go by Callie. And here comes the long pass out front. It's Gonzalez up and in, and he gets it to go. And I know we've talked about the athleticism and the depth, but I've got to add here, from a basketball perspective, South High is awfully fundamental as well. They're not just relying only on their speed and strength. They've got some skill, and they're making good decisions. Right now they're in. Ooh, wow, good cut to the hole, and that was a beautiful slash by Boggs. He did get fouled on the way up, and the big fella, Brad Bowens, got him, but I just want to make that point. You're right. The optics on this South High squad are fast and strong and can get around the court pretty quickly, but I'm watching some pretty nice jump stops, pull-ups, straight shoulder shooting. Looks pretty good, but at the line now, Victor Blue Boggs, nicknamed Blue. That's our first roster with a nickname. What's your deal?
Absolutely.
What's your story?
I got to get more and more of them.
I was listening to Dan Patrick this morning, or maybe it was yesterday morning. I can't remember which morning it was. They was interviewing Chris Berman, Boomer retiring, and they were talking about, the nicknaming and all of that. And I think it was Paulie or Seaton, one of the guys on Dan Patrick's show, said, you know what? You got me kicked out of a high school class when I wrote on an answer, Burt be home by 11 or ham and cheese, or was something like that. And he goes, so we need to get some more nicknames here, Kyle.
And Sammy say it ain't so.
You're right. Burt be home by 11.
Absolutely.
Mixon. He goes hard to the hole. He'll go to the line. The foul is going to be called on Raider Vandiver. That's his third foul. Early foul here in the third quarter to pick up his third already.
One thing about Emmanuel Mixon, he actually started his freshman year at North High, played that freshman year. So every time there's a North-South game, there's a little extra motivation for both North High and for Emmanuel Mixon as well. He's a very smooth player, and you can see that soft touch that he has on his jump shot.
Gets the first one to go. So Mixon continues to rack up points. Early candidate for our Tony's Pizza player of the game. Don't know if he's done growing yet. He's got another growth spurt in him. That would help. Gets it to go. 6.5 to go here in the third quarter.
I know he's one of the few Rebels that didn't play multiple sports, but he definitely is a super athlete out there.
Here it comes. Raider Vandiver and the Vance Palm lecture on one-handed passes. You young players out there, if you're watching and you're in love with that one-handed pass, the second you let it go, it's gone. You can't bring it back. If you've got two hands on it, you might be able to just pull that back. Look at that. Doesn't go. And here comes Vandiver. He kicks it off to Green the third. Oh, look at this. He comes in and, ooh, goodness. Hope he's okay. He got snagged on the way to the hole in the head. And I believe it's on Bowens. Let's see. Yeah, it is. That foul is on Brad Bowens. That's his third. That 6'3 junior just picked up his third foul. And Coach Madden couldn't get him out quick enough. He had his sub ready to come in, but he didn't get in time. And so Alfred Chavez comes in. Look at this. Here's a fast break. Up and two.
Jaime Gonzalez, such a solid athlete. Had to get control and composure, but was able to convert the bucket. Let's see if he can make the free throw.
And they didn't get Vandiver out quick enough either. That's his fourth. So, goodness, they've got one of their starters, Raider Vandiver, and they kept him in with three. Now he's got four. The free throw doesn't go. Ball batted out of bounds, and it should be North High School basketball. So you're right. I sure like that Jaime Gonzalez.
We talk about this a lot this year. Basketball is a game of runs, and what we can look at, and we see right now that South High is putting together a solid run right now, and they've extended this lead from about a 10-point lead, and now we look, it's a 19-point lead, and North High just hasn't responded to what South High is doing.
If I'm Coach Matt Moore right now, I'm looking at Raider Vandiver. He's got 4 fouls. He's getting a little frustrated out there. Thought he had a call there. There's a bad pass on an inbounds play, so I'm not sure what the depth of his bench looks like, but right now they're down 19, and if they're going to put Vandiver out on Jose Aguilar, he might pick up his 5th. Nice give and go, and it almost falls out there. It doesn't for Johnny Sanders, and here come the Stars. Vandiver kicks it back out. A three taken, and it looked so good, but it didn't go. Ball's in the middle of the key. Who's going to grab it? Who wants it the most? The ball's up, and it's going to be Mixon finally.
Good effort, though, by Boggs getting on the ground.
And that's going to be a reach. And before the charging possibility, it was a reach by Wafer Jr. So a big charge by Mixon, but Wafer Jr. Now we're probably going to see, well, let's see who they bring in. Anthony comes in, as well as
7 points for Wafer, who's averaging 19. South High's done pretty good. He is a very, very fast guard for the North High Stars, but South High has been consistent and has put the best athletes on him.
Jared Carter and Daniel Anthony, two very physical guards getting after it before the ball even comes into play. So take a look at that matchup. Maybe a foul or two called there. 19-point lead for the Rebels. High pick up top for Aguilar. He comes out, dishes it, and Gonzalez comes up big, but they say they got underneath him. No dice, air ball. Christopher kicks it off, brings it up here to Wafer Jr. He goes to the baseline, pulls it back, and it is another turnover by the Stars. Another unforced error by North High, and with 4:41 to go in the third, this thing might start slipping away here pretty soon. They're down 19.
Take care of the ball. Take care of the ball. You don't need to go between your legs. You don't need to do the best crossover. Just take care of the ball.
Look at this. Oh, that three looked like it was down the hole, but it came back out. Mixon, offensive board, throws it back up. Gonzalez had an easy look at a three, and that's going to be an offensive foul, and Coach Madden's going to have to tell him, you had a nice three, pull the trigger. Instead, offensive foul. Ooh, that would have been a dagger had he taken that three. Absolutely. And it goes in, but it didn't. And now we're going to see Christian Estrada come in. Estrada's going to come in for Gonzalez. I'm no mind reader, but Coach Madden might have that quick chat with him.
And we see Estrada had a smooth game.
I like him.
I mean, we're talking 7 deep now because Chavez is a tough player coming off the bench. And we have Estrada, we have Carter, we have eight Rebels that have contributed to this game that we're looking on here.
Well, that looks good right there. I sure like that. Daniel Anthony, hard to believe that's only his first bucket of the game, the 5'9 junior for the Stars. He pump fake, came over, pulled up a nice 8-9 footer. That was good. Mixon on the baseline. Good and there's another look. Estrada wide open, a little long, doesn't go, and here come the Stars. Now they're only down 17. I know that sounds crazy, but South had struggle putting the ball in the hole last couple of minutes. Boggs lets it go, air ball. And his body language not as strong as you'd like to see it. 3.5 to go here in the third quarter. We're at North High School. I'm Vance Palm with the KW crew. KW1 is Kevin Willie. KW2 is Kyle Wiley. Seems improbable that would be something I say, but it is. A lot of pressure happening by North, and I like it. I love seeing some urgency here with 3:30 to go in the third quarter. They're not waiting until the fourth quarter. They're getting after it right now. Mixon on the baseline. Looks like a mismatch on size, but the effervescence of Wafer Jr. makes it a good matchup. Nice rebound by the Stars. A little bit of a drought right now for the Rebels. 3:10 to go here.
I like to see Wafer wake up and make a game out of this, see what he can do to get himself into the game. He's kind of positioning himself way out. There's the three.
That doesn't go. Rebound Mixon. Oh, what a crafty guy Jose Aguilar is. They do get the timeout called with 2:53 here left in the third quarter. Why don't we take a quick timeout and let some of our sponsors come in and say how much they love being a part of this. Back in a moment.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
For me, it's all about the mobile. And I still do everything online or through the ATM. So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. Kern Schools, together we have something special.
Welcome back to the KHSD Athletics live stream of North High Stars against the South High Rebels at the famous North High Gymnasium. Just to let all of our listeners and viewers know, we normally have some clips and highlights and replays get sent to our Twitter, but right now there is a malfunction with our production company and working with some of our Twitter feeds, so hopefully we can get that fixed within a day or two and have some clips and replays of South High and North High.
Awfully close to the backcourt there. Steal. And North's going to have to mount a monumental comeback right now. It's just the name of the game. Boggs kicks it in the corner. The ball comes down to Mitchell. Comes back up top. South High School playing kind of a loose man. They expect the Stars to make a run at the hoop. And look at that. Boggs with another three.
Boggs is having a nice game.
13 for him. Right. So here's Aguilar, the senior. Can't get it to go. He was hot. But Estrada can't get that to go. Under 2 to go here in this third quarter. Big rebound underneath the hoop, and it ends up, point blank range, and a foul as Daniel Anthony will go to the line and shoot 2.
North High's going on a little bit of a run right now to kind of close the gap. It was a 19-point game, and now what we see right here is a 14-point game. It looks like number 5, super sophomore, Ciante Bell, is going to come back into the game and hopefully kind of spark some energy for the South High Rebels.
Well, one thing I also want to talk about is we see Anthony at the line here. He's going to shoot 2 with 1:48 to go here in the third. 14-point lead. Could get cut in here. Got to get up, and it's not. Here come the subs. So we're going to see Mario Marquez and Ciante Bell. So they're going to come in, and the 2 guys coming out are going to get a nice big round of applause. Both of those gentlemen, Jared Carter and Christian Estrada, did a nice job. One thing I noticed about this South High Rebel roster, though, there is a lot of senior leadership on this squad.
Absolutely.
These seniors and a couple of juniors really lead this team. Both free throws missed. North High cannot capitalize. Rebound, Marquez.
And I'll tell you this South High team would have been even deeper, but starting quarterback Aries Harris hurt his knee last game of the season, playoff game, and he was out playoff game, and is going to send him out through basketball season.
Wow. As you were talking, I was watching. Shannon Wafer Jr. said, these are my points.
Yeah.
These are my points, guys. Look at this. South in trouble. And Wafer again. It's all Wafer. He goes hard to the hole. Goodness gracious. Shannon Wafer Jr. Coach Madden saying, calm down, guys. Calm down, Rebels. Ciante Bell, now he wants to go to the hole, and that is going to be a travel. They call a walk. So now it's a 12-point game, and Coach Madden looks over and he tells Johnny Sanders, get back in the ball game right now. So Bell comes out. Mixon comes out. Bell's coming out because he was turning the ball over. Mixon's coming out for a breather.
Momentum has changed right now.
Oh, my goodness, has it ever. Anthony, nice pass down low, should have been made, and the foul's going to be called on Mario Marquez, and the bucket should have gone in by Dominic Christopher, didn't, but a battle for the ball down low ends up in Boggs' hand. He gets fouled on the way up, and Coach Madden wants to talk to his senior guard, Jose Aguilar. Is this a great picture over here? This is great. Coach Madden's talking to his senior guard. He got a couple North High School stars. I think all 3 of these guys either play club ball together or have played club ball together. They all know each other. What a
well,
great
the momentum's changing right now, and you can see that number 15, Daniel Anthony, is just trying to get in his head right now and try to make a mental mistake.
Yeah, but North High School needs to make some free throws. They're getting some opportunities to get back in this thing. And Aguilar leaving guys in his wake. Long 3 gets put up, doesn't go. Rebound by Jaime Gonzalez. And it's going to be another steal by Wafer. This young man right here is amazing. He's had 10 points in the last 2 minutes himself.
Energy, everything's going.
A foul.
There's Daniel again.
On Daniel Anthony. And I know you're going to think I'm trying to oversell it, but it's not a bad foul. They're down 8. They only have 4 to go, and anything they can do to stop any kind of a run. As I say that, Gonzalez comes in, pump fake, stops, gets it, misses. Rebound comes back out to Chavez. Marquez has it. He can't dribble again, so he's got, oh, goodness. They're going to say, oh, he dribbled twice, no call. Chavez in the corner, stops. 2 seconds left in the quarter. The ball comes up, and it's a foul. Oh, goodness. Will it be on the ground? Oh, it was on the ground. The foul is going to be called on Wayford Jr. And another smart play because he did it on the ground. The clock says no time. There should be at least, I think, 1 second. There should be at least 1 full second on there. That's what I saw.
Looks like they're going to give it to him. There it is.
Okay, all right, 1 second. But they said it was on the ground, not a shot. So really nothing's going to happen unless they lob one in. And the only thing they're going to be able to do is lob it into Mixon maybe. And I would just say don't foul. They're going to try to lob it up high to Mixon, and they do. And what's the call? A whistle came, and Coach Madden's going to want it. He's going to want it. Oh, boy. Here's what happened. A baseline inbounds pass, just as we suggested. It was going to come into Emmanuel Mixon. The ball floated up. Mixon went to shoot it, got hit from behind, and Coach Madden says that's why we drew it up that way. But either way, we're at the end of 3 quarters, 45-37. What a run by the Stars.
Looks like Coach Madden right there is getting a good workout right there. You can see sweat-drenched shirt right there. He's really coaching, really working, getting these guys going.
And, you know, Kyle, also, he knows his guys. He knows his guys had a bad drought there and then compounded it with playing some poor defense and throwing some bad passes for Wayford Jr. to pick off. So he can't really lean too much on these officials because, you know, they're thinking, hey, my man, there's a couple things your guys let go there. So, I'm tired.
But you got to give it to Wayford. We saw the quickness come out. He had a stretch of 10 points in how many minutes? I mean, geez, maybe a minute or two.
Less than 3. Less than 3 minutes, he had 10 points. So number 3 for the North High School Stars, Kevin. I don't know if you can find him. Oh, he's taking the ball out.
Reggie Miller
He's bringing the ball in. That's the young man we're talking about. He had 10 points in 2.5 minutes and electrified this crowd. So here we go. Last quarter.
Looks like they're going to face guard Wayford to make sure he doesn't have another one of his runs on there as well.
Which is, if you're Coach Moore and you want that, that's fine any day. A 3 gets put up. Air ball doesn't happen. Saved. Now here comes Gonzalez. He comes down the right side. Will he give it up? He comes in, hard foul.
Unafraid to go up.
Foul is going to be on Wayford Jr. Now that's his 3rd. We do, it's only got 3, but we just started the 4th quarter. They need him on offense way more than they need him on defense.
Absolutely.
So Coach Moore is going to probably do some adjustments there to make sure he doesn't pick up his 4th. Because if I'm Coach Madden, I sure want him getting his 4th. And there's a free throw by Gonzalez to stop a drought that seemed like it lasted the entire 3rd quarter. This is the 2nd. Mixon with the rebound. Pulls it back. Slice and dice pass over to Aguilar. Now he gets D'd up pretty heavy by Anthony. Anthony not afraid to play D. Bowen goes up hard with the left off the glass.
Bowen's got that nice frame right there where he's able to move around, take shots in the paint.
Dominic Christopher on the foul. And now we'll see Brad Bowen, 6'3" junior, a workhorse down low. He's a southpaw. He's got 3 fouls, no points. But, boy, these would be big ones. Oh, sweet stroke. You see that, Kyle?
Sam Perkins right there.
That was SP. Man, that was
Does
good.
our younger audience know who Sam Perkins is?
Just say that he was Michael Jordan's roommate.
Big smooth.
Big
smooth.
Hey, Jordan's roommate's all you have to say in North Carolina.
All right, there we go.
Rattles out the second one. Big rebound down low. Look at Bowen. That's a big play.
Absolutely. Jaime Gonzalez also getting boards as well.
Oh, look at this matchup up top here. I like it. And I've got to tell you, Daniel Anthony is in the head of Jose Aguilar. Here come the Stars. We know this young man, Wayford Jr. Beautiful pass down low and a foul behind it. Wow. Wow. The foul is going to be on Jose Aguilar. And just when you think that Shannon Wayford Jr. can't be any more impressive, as he's coming down hard to the hole, he just kicks it off over to Boggs, who was sitting there waiting. And now these are 2 big free throws. 10-point lead, could cut into it by 2. Another missed free throw.
We talk about it over and over and over again. Small little free throws. That's how you get back into a game.
And if you're looking at the South High Rebel fans, they're saying the same thing. Doggone it, guys. I mean, the North High fans are saying, doggone it, guys. You know, we're working so hard to get to the line. That one goes. We thought we had Tony's Pizza player wrapped up at halftime. Sorry.
Oh, man.
Aguilar.
And I think Mixon's gone kind of quiet in the second half.
Oh, he certainly has, Kyle. There's a look. You mentioned it. He pulls up. Not a good shot. Gets his own rebound. Now, that's a good play. Oh, but hard work down low by Wayford Jr. Mixon pulls up and puts it in. So, Emmanuel Mixon had gone a long time since he had scored. So, Wayford Jr., that's going to be a block. That's a good call. South High doesn't like it, but it's a good call. So the foul is going to be called on Brad Bowens. That's his 4th. That's his 4th, Coach. So Bowens has 4, and he's played an integral role here. He asked if he had 3 or 4. I don't know what they told him, but I have him for 4. And another missed free throw. Jeez. Wayford Jr. has 13 points. It feels like he has 33. But he could sure add to his point total in these significant free throws right here. They're down 11 with 6:38 to go. And now Wayford Jr. at the line. Missed again. Wow.
Big rebound.
Gonzalez, oh goodness, that's a big travel. The whistle, I didn't hear the whistle. I think he blew it, but it didn't come out. We all saw it. Everybody saw the walk. Coach Madden looked at the ref, and the ref said, you got to be kidding me. Come on, Clay, 4 steps. That was a great exchange. All right, here we go. Another turnover by North High School. You are not going to beat this Rebel team with that many turnovers. Gonzalez. That ball gets deflected. Now it's in the hands over here by Carter. Haven't heard from him in a while. And the ball batted out. And it's going to be a fight for the rock. And a timeout called by Madden. Great job by this North High School defense. And boy, Coach Madden, he's a demonstrative cat, isn't he?
Absolutely. But I can tell there's respect that is on the floor. Kids are listening up to him. He's got them playing hard, has them playing good, solid defense, has great senior leadership that we talked about all night. What I've started noticing this 4th quarter, it seems like no team can really get that run that
right.
you need. Just when you think South High is going to turn a corner, they get a turnover. Just when you think North High has the momentum coming back, there's a turnover.
Well, Coach Madden also has his South Rebels up 11 in this pressure cooker of a North High gym tonight. This has always been an extremely challenging place to come in and play. If we go back to yesteryear, in another time, in my Arvin High School days, I'd come in here and play. And, man, it was, we were red and white, they were red and white. We would just be getting after it in this gym, and they would let you know that you were on the road when you were out there taking the ball on a side out. If you missed a bucket, God forbid you had an air ball, you're going to live with that for the whole night. But this is a tough place to come in and play. You look at the banners up here and the championships in so many different sports. I remember that long, long run that the Lady Star basketball players had in here. It seemed like every year they were winning the Valley Championship. So,
absolutely.
For Coach Madden to come in here on a Wednesday night and have a lead of 11 in the 4th quarter, that speaks volumes in itself.
Coach Madden, a 4-year varsity basketball player at South High.
Here we go again. Mitchell comes in. Ball missed. The layup missed, and it's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow is going to go towards the Rebels. So another opportunity by the North High Scars. They're down 11 right now. In all seriousness, this could be a tie ball game with as many free throws that they've missed and as many short, close-range buckets that they've missed.
Careless turnovers that they've had.
You're so right. Absolutely. So right. This could be a 50-50 ball game. But right now it's 49-38. Full court man press getting put on by the Stars. Oh, it just doesn't get any better than this. This is nice. Coach Madden working the official right here in front of us. They can't move on the baseline. Mixon has it. Throws it back over to his senior point guard, Jose Aguilar. He's shown us and everybody else in this county that he knows what he's doing. Hard slap, hard foul. The second one, the second time gets called. Okay, so that foul is going to be called on Boggs, and I think that Coach Madden's starting to get close to a warning here.
Yeah.
I think
he's got to be careful. Every possession in a rivalry game, fourth quarter, 11-point game, every possession for both teams matters.
You're absolutely right, Kyle. First free throw goes in for Aguilar. He gets the first one to go. That's a great point. As much as anything else, boy, it's got to be held together here pretty tightly by these coaches. For his part, Matt Morin really hasn't said much to the officials all night long, and I just think that Madden is such a demonstrative, such an emotional coach that his style and his demeanor is just a lot more exaggerated, a lot more visible. Love his passion, but I think the head official here had a word with him during that timeout. Wafer Jr., the man of the moment right now. Great pass down low. Look at that backdoor pass. And Tamir Mitchell waiting for it, and believe it or not, he picks up his first 2 points of the night. Seems like he's played an awfully integral role for these North High Stars. Look out for the trap, and there it is. Will this be a dunk? Let's see. Nope, up off the glass. Shannon Wafer is the steal artist. He is the thief of the night, man. Wow. Carter comes in, stops, and that's going to be a blocking foul. And that foul is going to be called on Boggs.
I like that Wafer didn't go up for the dunk or attempt the dunk right there. He got the points in the bucket, didn't try to do something too fancy. Got to cut into this lead. It's now a 9-point game. Cut it within single digits.
At the line right now. We just talked about Jared Carter. Haven't seen a lot of him here since that first quarter. He makes the first free throw there, but wow. And the second. 2 big buckets right there. Now we're going to see Johnny Sanders come in for Jared Carter. Carter gets some love as he comes off. He had a nice few minutes there. 53-42. Back to an 11-point lead for the South High Rebels. Now we get to see Curtis Green III back in. He pulls it up top. Oh, almost a walk, no walk. That three gets pulled. Does it go? Air ball. Aguilar has it. Boy, they're sure giving him a lot of space. He gets a chance to set things up, stops at the nail, loses possession of the ball, and there's no whistle yet. Oh, we got a whistle. Now it's a timeout, North High School. Ooh, boy. That was weird. He stopped. Everybody was in the key. I think they just thought it was going to be an automatic possession arrow call, but finally they had to burn a timeout. 53-42. Once again, we want to thank Kern Schools Federal Credit Union. They've been on since day one. We started this football deal back in August. First game, they were up. How about PAV Solar and Communication? Thank you to PAV Solar and Communication. Of course, Premier Lighting, right in conjunction with them. Thank you so much. Tony's Pizza, the Tony's Pizza Player of the Game. We're giving out a Tony's Player t-shirt and a gift certificate for every single Tony's Pizza Player of the Game. And also,
that's a mouthful right there.
Well, I see what you did there, yeah, pizza. Absolutely. And then Raymond's Trophies, thank you so much for being a part of this. 4:29 left here in this fourth quarter. We're at North High School. The Rebels with an 11-point lead, and they almost picked off a steal right there. Here comes Green III. He stops, looks down in the corner. That's Boggs that has it. Boggs, and what's the call? Oh, they say he's going to step on the baseline, and they had Vandiver, who's come back in. He's had to sit the entire second half with 4 fouls. But now Coach Morin said, all right, 4 minutes left. I need you. Mixon. Big first half, quiet second half. Gonzalez comes in, dishes it over to Brad Bowens, and Brad Bowens has just had a real interesting night for the Rebels. Had some big plays on defense, big offensive rebounds. Ooh, what a nice move at that, and that is no call. A no call.
Good defense by Bowens right there. Just stick his hands up, try and alter the shot. Definitely was altered a little bit.
Ball in the corner. Sanders has it. Back to him, and look at this. A beautiful three. And it goes. Jose Aguilar plays a really nice brand of basketball. I'll tell you that, Kern County. That is the senior point guard. He averages 8 points a game, 2 steals a game. He's well over that in points right now. And that's going to be so a foul is going to be called on Tamir Mitchell, his first foul at North High School. And now with 10 fouls, every foul should be, I guess not.
It is.
Should be a double bonus. They're not yet. Huh, interesting. All right, South has the ball. Oh, goodness. Ooh. A big, strong drive by Bell. He steals it after the miss. Oh, let's Ciante Bell. Look at this young man. Oh, boy.
A little razzle-dazzle right there by Ciante Bell, showing his athleticism. Good pass.
Nice pass down low over there to Green Jr., Green the third. So Curtis Green the third, the recipient of a nice pass. They're still down 16, 2:45 to go. It's all about the pressure for North High. Can they bring it? Enough of it. With a point guard by Jose Aguilar. And that's a foul, and that's number 5, I guess. Is that going to be on Vandiver? They should blow the horn. But matter of fact, I haven't seen a horn blown at all. They don't blow the horn here, I don't think.
This is the wrong guy you want to send to the line for free throws if we're looking at this.
Well, I'm still confused if that's Vandiver's 5th foul or not. I'm really confused. Okay, that's not the first time, though. Aguilar makes another free throw. And he makes the second.
Clutch free throws.
Vandiver pulls it back. Green the third pulls a three. Doesn't go. A rebound. Rebels. Marquez pulls it down, hands it off to Mixon. Mixon can bring it up. But he's going up against the steal artist. Mixon can't get that to go. Rebound. Aguilar comes back up, puts it up. Gonzalez.
Big rebound. Oh.
Doesn't get it to go. Vandiver has the rebound. He comes over here to the near side. One-handed pass. A beautiful one-handed pass. Oh, man. Was that a beauty over to Dominic Christopher. And now we're going to see Michael Ashmore. We haven't seen the 5'10 junior yet, but we're going to see him now. Ashmore comes in for Green the third. 62-44, 18-point lead for Clayton Madden South High Rebels. Ball comes into Christopher. Then he bring it around. A long, long pull. It almost went. Rebound. Vandiver. He pulls it back. And that's as long as it's been all night. That doesn't go. They kick it off to Ciante Bell. Mixon has it. For all intents and purposes, they should just keep it pulled out. There it is. North High's going to have to come out and make them do something. 18-point lead. Gonzalez goes down low, and he gets fouled on the way up. So Jaime Gonzalez is going to go to the line, and he can make this a 20-point game.
Jaime Gonzalez, super athletic. We've seen it all night. You demonstrate and use that athleticism. I like how Aguilar slowed it down, though, as you talked about. Just let him come out and play defense. South High has the complete advantage right now, being in the double bonus. Every time they get fouls, we'll go to the line and get our 2 free throws.
makes the first. Misses the second. Wayford Jr., he wants a piece of Bell. They've been going at it here for a few minutes.
Bell's chirping a little bit.
Oh,
they just played defense right now.
They've been giving at each other for the last 5 or 10 minutes, those two. Bell and Wayford Jr. have been going at it. So we got a minute left here in what looks like a 19-point game.
Wow.
And Coach Madden understanding the significance of getting some guys off the floor right now. I think we're going to see Justin Reed come in. We're going to see Miko Almanza come in. So Bell comes, well, we thought Bell was coming off. So Jose Aguilar comes off, and everybody on the bench just stands up and lets him know right away. Fantastic job.
Jaime Gonzalez comes out. He had a nice game. He's kind of my dark horse, Tony's Pizza. Right now, I'm thinking about could be a candidate going for that. So
Wayford Jr. comes off, and he gets some nice round of applause. So there's a lot to talk about here. A timeout on the floor. I think Coach Madden wants to get some guys a few minutes. And he's letting all the guys know how much he appreciates the starters and that rotation of 8 or 9 guys. But now we're going to get some guys about a minute playing time here. And I know you're thinking, hey, they're up 19, maybe a little earlier. It's a hotly contested basketball game. It's a 19-point lead, yeah, now, but boy,
rival game.
Into the fourth quarter, it was like an 8-point game at one time. So a really, really good basketball game. It's a lot of fun. You did a great job scheduling this. Appreciate the tribute to Coach Carter, and the basketball game turned out to be fantastic.
Absolutely, and I got to give some shout-outs to the North High fans. They made this a very electric atmosphere. Early on, we had it. I mean, you talked about it early. The first quarter is the most electric we've had in a long, long time. But this is a good basketball game. Turned out to be good, and South High has pulled away in the fourth quarter.
(63-44). Wayford Jr. going at Bell. They're still going at it hard. Rebound south, and unfortunately it's going to be a travel. Big rebound down there by Miko Almanza, but he hopped and skipped and jumped, so under a minute to go here.
You know, I was talking to Coach Kerry Mills, the South High football coach, and I was asking about this Ciante Bell, and last year when they had everything P.J. Jones, you remember that name that was in there? One of the toughest kids in town. And for playoffs, they bring up Ciante Bell as a freshman. And Coach Mills just say, let me tell you, he's the only one not afraid of P.J. Jones right there. He's a tough kid to get out there. So he's going to be big in both football and basketball the next few years. I don't think South High realizes that it's their ball right now.
Well,
he's trying to get it sorted out.
Estrada, the senior, says, I got it. Now we're going to see a technical foul, and it's going to be called on.
Nope.
Blow the whistles, ref. Technical foul on.
Looks like it's going to be on Ciante Bell.
Yep. He's a great kid, fun guy, but he's
a sophomore.
He's super pumped right now. Super pumped, and he wants every bit of anything he can get out of Wayford Jr. So I'm assuming they're going to sub in for him. And I know that Coach Madden loves him, loves his effort, loves everything about what he's doing. But I don't think he likes him getting a technical foul at the end of a basketball game when you're up 18. But I don't know. That's just me.
He's still going to play. He's intense. Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
Right up
that part I get.
It.
That part I get. That part I love.
Yeah. It's the immaturity stuff in between. Play the game the right way. Look at him move his feet.
Wayford throws it up. He's looking for some kind of foul. He's being bumped all the way down the sideline, and Coach Madden and Wayford Jr. have a point. Now BL has it. He wants it all to himself. Let's see what happens. Nice pass down low. Good look. Oh, doggone it. And the ball was lost down there by Almanza. Everybody wanted Almanza to shoot. Now Coach Madden calling him off, saying, hey, bring it back. And nice pass down low. Look at that. And it goes. So the full court press still on. And Carter able to get 2 more. At the end of the ball game, it goes up, and it goes in. The 3 for Wayford Jr. How appropriate. How appropriate. So it finishes exactly at
65-48. 45.
A 20-point ball game. 65-45. We will take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have to decide on our Tony's Pizza player of the game. 65-45. Rebels beat the Stars. Nice basketball game. Back in a moment on KernHigh.org.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
For me, it's all about the mobile. And I still do everything online or through the ATM. So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. Kern Schools, together we have something special.
Welcome back, everybody. A 20-point win for Clayton Madden. He goes to 5-0. Let's put that down there. 5-0, 17-5 overall. Coach Moore and his Stars will go to 6-15 and 1-3 in the SEYL. Well, first of all, welcome back, everybody. Vance Palm, Kyle Wiley, Kevin Willie. What a ball game. First, let's get your take overall. No talk on Tony's Pizza yet. Let's just talk about this game overall in the big picture, small picture.
I really thought this game was going to be a lot closer according to the first few minutes that we had. You kind of threw the records off the table. It's a rival game, a heated rival game. You talked about the Civil War game. They still play for that battle of the sword every year in football. When it comes out to basketball, it's not any different. We talked with Coach Madden before the game. He said they came off not playing their best basketball against Highland the other night, but, man, they really responded, played well, and demonstrated that they're 10 deep. That's what I saw, 10 players deep going on there. And so it's definitely nice when you have multiple players. I mean, Wayford Jr. had a heck of a game.
Yeah, he did.
But they had 3 or 4 defenders on him all night. He really had to work for his points that he had.
Okay, so Tony's Pizza player of the game. We thank Tony's Pizza every time for their support, and since the very beginning of the year, we've gone the extra mile and given out a Tony's Pizza player of the game award, a $20 gift certificate for the student athlete, and a nice T-shirt. And in the football season, I would take the 33% and we'd give the 34th percent to our guest football caller, whoever that might be. And Kevin always takes his 33%. So now that we're playing hoop in my neck of the woods, I get that 1%. Let me give you guys some numbers, Kevin. I know you're getting nervous. Before we get started, let me give you some numbers.
I'm taking my 33% and going to Tony's for pizza.
Oh, God, take it easy. But before we go too far, for the North High Stars, Shannon Wayford Jr. had 19, and he had 15 of it, 16 of it in the second half, and almost all of it in the fourth quarter.
Like 4 minutes.
Right. So I just want to know, we haven't given the Tony's Pizza player of the game to a player on a losing team yet. But I just want to know, Shannon Wayford Jr., that was a big performance, 19 points. And the reason I say that, he was the leading scorer of the night, just so you know. Okay, looking at the stat sheet for the South High Rebels. Jared Carter had 12.
Off the bench.
Emmanuel Mixon, who came in as the quote-unquote big name of the evening, did have 14. And then Jose Aguilar, the point guard, the senior point guard, ended up with 16. So those are some numbers for you, 16, 14, 12. So, Kevin Willie, Tony's Pizza, player of the game.
Well, I like Waver Jr., but going with the winning team, I think it's Aguilar for me.
So, Kevin Willie going with Jose Aguilar, reason being?
I just think he did a lot of work. He was passing the ball around a lot. He hit those threes, and he hit the free throws when he needed them. I just think he did a real overall consistently good job.
This is probably the closest call we're going to have for Tony's Pizza all season long. You could see it happening. Kyle Wiley.
All right. I'm just going to get out there. Growing up, my favorite players growing up, the likes of Kurt Rambis, the likes of I love Rasheed Wallace doing kind of his inside stuff. I love Dennis Rodman. I even love Eduardo Najera from Oklahoma that goes and plays the Dallas Mavericks. It's those guys that do the dirty work that I absolutely love. So I'm
listening.
I'm going dark horse right here. Jaime Gonzalez played a tough game tonight. He was a difference maker. He was on the offense and defense. He was energy. He was athleticism. He was go right at him. He did a lot of smooth things tonight. So I'm going Jaime Gonzalez as my Tony Pizza player of the game.
All right, let me weigh in. Of the two, and look, I loved Emmanuel Mixon, great player, and obviously he set the tone with some good points, so I like it. Of the two picks, of the pick I was going to make, it's between those two guys. It's between Jaime Gonzalez and what he did and what he brought to the game. Let's not forget, he's a tall 6'1". He's a long 6'1" and stretches this thing out. And then we have Jose Aguilar and doing what he did. I am going to tilt the scales and have my 1%. And it was close. It was close between Jaime Gonzalez and Jose Aguilar. But that 1% I'm going to give is going to be to the point guard from South High School, because when things got crazy, when things got frenetic, when things were going back and forth, I think the one guy that Coach Madden could always say, oh, thank goodness, at this point in this time in this game in this pressure cooker, I've got Jose Aguilar not only as an incredible ball handler, but he's fearless out there on the floor, and then he hit a couple of big buckets. One was the big three in the corner in the fourth quarter. So by a scant 1%, Jose Aguilar, the Tony's Pizza player of the game. He's going to get a gift certificate and a Tony's Pizza shirt. Well, Kyle, this was our one big show of the week, the only thing we had going this week. So you picked a great one for us. We appreciate it. Thank you for all your hard work getting this set up. Kevin, thank you. And a quick sneak peek for next week, and we'll get out of here.
Yeah, just one thing before, we were down a little bit on our Twitter highlights and all that, so I'll get that ironed out and fixed out so we can have some more. And I'm going to try and get some for this game. So follow us at KHSD Athletics. Next week, we have BHS Stockdale Girls.
Oh, nice.
We'll talk about a big game with league title ramifications on the line.
That's Thursday night.
And then on Friday night, I'm excited, our first wrestling event, SWYL League Championship. So that's going to be fun. We're going to do all the final matches on there. So that'll be a big event for us.
And so will Kevin be required to be down on the mat, laying on his back, on his side, giving us those shots?
Absolutely.
For KW, what?
Maybe in a singlet, too. So I don't know about that. So we'll look at that.
The West High singlet.
Yeah, absolutely.
What? Yeah, you're right, Kevin. Nobody wants to see that. Let's get out of that visual, shall we? KW1, Kevin Willie, thank you. KW2, Kyle Wiley, thank you. Appreciate it. I know tonight was an emotional night for you as well for our tribute to Coach Carter. I'm Vance Palm on behalf of everybody at the Kern High School District. Have a great rest of the week. We'll see you next Wednesday. BHS Stockdale Girls. Good night. God bless.